Thank you for volunteering and for your willingness to use the Health Passport. We are asking you to watch this short video to make sure you are prepared, feel comfortable, and to ensure that the event runs as efficiently as possible. The training video will also assure the federal regulations are followed and that the data captured is of the highest quality and useful to screeners and community leaders. Health fairs are commonly used to promote health screening and education in the community. However, most do not coherently measure their attendees' health needs or meaningfully evaluate their event successes. Utilization of a health passport is a unique way of capturing data from the event's attendees that can be used to provide a fast and accurate picture of the community's health needs. There are 4 major objectives to using the health passport. The first is to evaluate the success of the fair and to assess the health of the community. Again, the health passport provides a snapshot of the individual community's health. The second is to identify both future screening and education priorities as well as appropriate targets for community-based programming and interventions. The third is to support needed policy changes and grow a diverse, community-engaged workforce. Finally, the fourth objective of the Health Passport is to coordinate and streamline the fair, reduce burden on attendees, and facilitate follow-up care. Please note that the information presented in this training video is only an example. Many aspects of the Health Passport will be tailored to fit your event. Here is how the event works. First, the attendee will arrive at the Health and Education Fair. This event may be held indoors or outdoors, so speak with your coordinator about proper attire. The attendee must be consented in order to participate in certain aspects of the event. The attendee or the attendee's legal guardian is informed about how the event works, including the purpose of the fair, the educational materials that they will receive, and the free health screenings that will take place. They will be told that their participation is completely voluntary and that they may be referred for follow-up care after the event. However, they are not required to seek additional care if they do not wish to do so. If the attendee or the attendee's legal guardian agrees, they will fill out the information on the sheet and sign the consent form. The consenter will sign the consent form as well. If the attendee is under the age of 18 and does not have a legal guardian present, they do not have clinical consent. In addition, close relatives cannot give consent for a minor unless they are the legal guardian. Attendees without clinical consent can still participate in the event. However, they cannot be screened unless the screener at the station indicates otherwise. Photograph and video consent may be required at your event and should be obtained during the consenting process. If the data collected is to be used for research purposes, the consenter will also need to obtain a verbal consent from the attendee or the attendee's legal guardian indicating their willingness for their de-identified information to be analyzed and shared with the community leaders and partners. While obtaining research consent, it is important to state that the attendee's participation is completely voluntary and that their personal information, including their name, address, birth date, and more, will not be shared, thus making their participation anonymous. However, not all fairs will be using their data for research purposes, so please speak to your coordinator for more information. Attendees will also be assigned a QR code with a corresponding identification number, so their information will be tracked electronically. The QR code and ID number may be printed on a wristband or paper for the attendee to carry around with them throughout the event. The attendee may also receive a report card to help them personally track their progress during the event. After the attendee is consented, they will go around to the different stations and volunteers will ask them questions regarding their health and lifestyle. The volunteer will first scan the attendee's QR code on an electronic device using a QR code reader app, which will automatically open a list of stations at the event. They will select their station and complete the corresponding survey by verbally asking the questions, recording the attendees' responses, and submitting the survey on the electronic device. Some questions in the survey may be written in shorthand, but the volunteer should use complete sentences when asking the attendee. After asking all of the questions and submitting the survey, the volunteer will mark the attendee's report card for completing that station. Additionally, at the stations, attendees may receive a free health screening from various healthcare professionals. These screenings may include hearing tests, blood pressure readings, and more. Clinical consent is required for this aspect of the event, unless the screener indicates otherwise. After the screening is complete, the attendee may be referred for follow-up care and should receive information on how to get it. Volunteers at the booths may also give the attendee more information about a specific subject through demonstrations, presentations, and educational materials, such as brochures and handouts. After the attendee has been consented, answered questions regarding their health and lifestyle, and received screenings and educational materials, their electronic passport will be checked. The event may provide attendees with incentives such as backpacks, toys, food, or whatever else is appropriate for the event. Thank you for volunteering, and thank you for watching this training video. Please refer to your coordinator for further instructions.